Ladies and gentlemen, this is Intervlog. I say this is Intervlog, and I am here once again with important news from Burkina Faso. Today, we bring you a remarkable news from Burkina Faso, where national pride, responsibility, and the duty of service have taken center stage. In a recent address, Burkina Faso's head of state, Captain Ibrahim Traores, expressed his profound disappointment over what he described as an act of sabotage by two mechanics from the national airline, Air Burkina. This incident has captured public attention, not only for its implications within the aviation sector, but for what it reveals about the values of patriotism and public service in Burkina Faso. Here's what happened. After Burkina Faso secured a new aircraft, a significant achievement aimed at strengthening Air Burkina's fleet, the two mechanics in question submitted their resignations. Their demands? A salary increase of 2 million CFA francs each. And when the request was denied, they chose to resign rather than continue their work. Captain Traore's reaction was strong, calling this move a form of sabotage and a glaring lack of patriotism. He emphasized that at a time when the nation is striving to advance and unite, actions like these risk undermining collective progress and morale. Captain Traore's speech goes beyond the Mechanics Act to address a deeper issue, the question of commitment to the country, particularly during challenging times. In a compelling message, he contrasts this incident with the dedication of the Air Force personnel, who receive far lower pay yet tirelessly ensure aircraft availability to support Burkina Faso's defense efforts. For Traore, patriotism isn't just a word, it's a principle that requires actions reflecting selflessness and dedication to the greater good. Why is this story so important? First, it shines a light on the sacrifices many make for Burkina Faso's development. Captain Traore reminded the nation that making a revolution means taking on challenges, and that these challenges often demand resilience and a sense of shared responsibility. As Burkina Faso works to build a stronger economy, stable governance, and secure infrastructure, the willingness of citizens to put collective progress above personal gain is seen as critical. Secondly, this incident highlights an important stance on public sector behavior and accountability. Captain Traore was clear in his message. The time for awareness-raising and patience with unpatriotic actions is over. In his words, all those who try to sabotage, we will take the necessary measures, willingly or by force. They will fulfill their duty for the homeland. This signals a turning point, where acts of perceived indifference to the nation's progress won't be tolerated. It's a powerful reminder to all public service workers in Burkina Faso. The nation's success depends on their dedication, unity, and discipline. To conclude, Captain Traore's address offers a reminder that the development of Burkina Faso rests on the commitment and sacrifices of each citizen, from the government officials and service members to everyday workers. He calls on everyone to fulfill their duties with patriotism, ensuring the masses enjoy the fruits of the country's resources. In doing so, Captain Traore is making it clear that Burkina Faso's revolution is not just political. It's deeply rooted in a shift toward a collective spirit where national progress outweighs individual interests. The head of state protests against the sabotage of two mechanics of the national company Air Burkina. Ouagadougou, November 4, 2024, AIB, the head of state, Captain Ibrahim Traore, denounced Monday in Ouagadougou an act of sabotage assimilable to a lack of patriotism perpetrated by two mechanics of the national airline Air Burkina. The latter asked for a salary increase of 2 million CFA francs each and, failing to obtain it, submitted their resignation the day after the arrival of a new plane for the said airline. We have all followed the efforts that have been made to acquire a new aircraft, and I was forced to receive last week two mechanics from the company, who, as soon as the aircraft arrived on September 2nd, submitted their resignation requests on the 3rd. One submitted his request for an effective date of the 4th, and the other did the same for an effective date of October 31st. The reason? They are demanding a salary increase of more than 2 million. This is sabotage, and I think it is a serious lack of patriotism, denounced Captain Ibrahim Traore. Captain Ibrahim Traore addressed the staff of the presidency of Faso on Monday in a message broadcast on the 8 p.m. news on national television. According to the captain, the board of directors tried in vain to reason with the protesters. They were even offered an increase of 400,000 CFA francs, but it was rejected by the people concerned who refused to work. A plane arrives on the 2nd, and on the 3rd, you decide not to work. We were forced to receive them and make them understand that they will work willingly or unwillingly. We are not asking their opinion, we are not going to negotiate further, he said. They are going to work, and that is what is happening, he insisted. The head of state deplored the behavior of these two Air Burkina mechanics, while their colleagues in the Air Force, who do not receive such amounts, sacrifice themselves day and night so that the aircraft fly in order to support the fighting forces. They have never asked for a single franc more. For him, this kind of mentality must be fought. Captain Ibrahim Traores spoke on the two mechanics of the national company Air Burkina who quit their jobs recently. My fellow citizens, distinguished members of the public, esteemed colleagues, and devoted patriots of Burkina Faso, I stand before you today, not just as your president, but as a fellow citizen who believes in the strength and dignity of our beloved country. Burkina Faso is a nation built on resilience, on the courage of its people, and on the unwavering belief that together we can overcome any challenge. It is with this spirit that we strive to build a nation that reflects our highest ideals, one that values integrity, hard work, and a shared commitment to the common good. We have made great strides together, rising to meet challenges that would seem insurmountable to others. We have rebuilt communities, supported one another, and invested in initiatives that aim to give every Burkinabe a fair chance at prosperity. But in our journey, there are times when our values are tested. Today, we find ourselves facing a situation that reflects more than just a breach of contract or a misunderstanding. We are dealing with a deeper issue, an incident that calls into question the loyalty and commitment we expect from each person entrusted with a responsibility to the nation. Recently, we encountered an incident that has deeply troubled me, as it speaks to a threat that goes beyond the issue at hand. I am referring to the actions of two mechanics employed by Air Burkina, men who were entrusted with the essential responsibility of ensuring the safety and reliability of our national airline. These individuals, as soon as a new aircraft was added to our fleet, a significant investment for our nation, chose not to celebrate with us, but rather to present a demand that defied the spirit of national unity and sacrifice. They demanded a salary increase of 2 million CFA francs each, and when their request was rightfully declined, they opted to resign instead of fulfilling their duties. To put it bluntly, this was an act of sabotage, a profound display of unpatriotism that cannot and will not be tolerated. This behavior not only endangers the progress we are working so hard to achieve, but also sends a damaging message to the countless Burkinabe who continue to serve with integrity, who make sacrifices daily for the well-being of the country, and who place their national duties above personal desires. I am saddened to witness such a mentality at a time when so many of our citizens are going above and beyond, sacrificing tirelessly for our nation, working day and night without demanding personal gains, all for the greater good. To those men and women who serve with dedication, putting their duties to their country above themselves, I extend my deepest respect and gratitude. Your actions, your patriotism, your unwavering commitment to the country are what carry our nation forward. Today, I wish to speak not only about this isolated act, but also about the broader values that it contradicts. Let us discuss patriotism, responsibility, and the duty each of us holds to uplift our country. Let us reaffirm what it means to serve Burkina Faso with integrity and selflessness, knowing that our actions, however small, contribute to the strength and unity of our nation. Patriotism is not simply a feeling we hold in our hearts. It is a commitment that manifests in our actions. It is a dedication to something greater than ourselves, a loyalty to the principles and people of Burkina Faso. True patriotism is shown in moments of adversity, in times when our nation needs us most, and in the face of challenges that require us to place the interests of our country above our own. When we speak of patriotism, we are talking about the love for our homeland and the loyalty we owe to our fellow citizens. Every citizen has a role to play, whether large or small, in the progress and welfare of the nation. The actions of two people may seem insignificant in isolation, but they have a ripple effect. The choices they make influence others, setting a precedent that can either uplift or weaken our collective morale. The actions of these mechanics, who demanded an unreasonable salary increase and then walked away when their demands were not met, undermine the spirit of patriotism we hold dear. Patriotism demands that we consider not only what is best for ourselves, but what is best for all Burkinabe. It calls us to look beyond personal gain and work for the prosperity of the entire nation. These mechanics did not act out of patriotism. Instead, they placed their interests above those of the community, setting aside the responsibility they owed to their employer and, by extension, to their country. My friends, when we think about the concept of sacrifice, we must remember that sacrifice is not limited to those who serve in the military or on the front lines. Every day, countless men and women across Burkina Faso sacrifice for the good of our country. They work long hours in hospitals, schools, factories, and government offices. They do so not out of a desire for glory or recognition, but because they believe in the work they do and in the contributions they are making to the future of Burkina Faso. Our armed forces are an especially inspiring example of this spirit. They put themselves in harm's way to protect our freedom, safety, and sovereignty. They face challenges most of us cannot imagine, enduring hardship without complaint, all to defend our way of life. These men and women do not demand special treatment or excessive compensation. They serve with honor, with integrity, and with the understanding that their role is essential to the nation's security and prosperity. Similarly, many civil servants, educators, healthcare workers, and public sector employees work tirelessly with limited resources. They understand that they are part of something larger, that their work impacts the lives of millions. Their contributions are invaluable. And unlike those two individuals who chose to abandon their posts for personal gain, these public servants stand as examples of true dedication and patriotism. These individuals have a common goal: to lift up the nation and to contribute to the progress of our country. And their sacrifice should be honored, not overshadowed by the selfish actions of a few. Let us celebrate their dedication and let their example be a reminder to all of us that true service requires a commitment to something greater than ourselves. Public service is not merely a job, it is a calling. It demands the highest level of integrity, discipline, and ethical behavior. When one accepts a position within the public sector, they are making a commitment not only to their employers, but also to the people of Burkina Faso. They are saying, I am here to serve the nation, to uphold the values of honesty, responsibility, and accountability. In this incident, what we saw was a breach of that trust. The role of a public servant, or any employee of a national institution such as Air Burkina, comes with certain expectations and responsibilities. Public servants are expected to work for the greater good, to uphold the values of the state, and to act in a way that benefits the whole. They must realize that they are representatives of their nation and that their behavior reflects on the entire country. This is not an issue we can take lightly. The consequences of unprincipled actions reach far and wide. When those in public service act with self-interest, they erode the public's faith in our institutions. They cast doubt on the integrity of the system, sowing distrust among citizens. This is why we must hold our public servants to a high standard. And those who fall short of that standard must understand that their behavior will have consequences. For those who may be tempted to act without regard for their duties, let this serve as a warning. Burkina Faso will not tolerate behavior that endangers the welfare of its people or undermines the integrity of its institutions. We will uphold our standards, and we will ensure that our public servants embody the values of accountability, responsibility, and patriotism that are the bedrock of our society. When individuals prioritize their own gain over the interests of the country, they commit an act of sabotage, not only against their employers, but against the entire nation. Sabotage, whether direct or indirect, disrupts the progress of our people. It sends a message that individual needs are more important than the needs of the community. And this is a message that has no place in Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso is a nation founded on unity and collective strength. Our independence, our victories, and our progress have always been achieved through solidarity. When we allow selfish acts to go unchallenged, we weaken the bonds that hold us together. We cannot afford to compromise our unity for the sake of a few who choose to disregard their responsibilities. Let me be clear. Those who attempt to sabotage our national progress will face the necessary measures. They will be held accountable for their actions, and we will make it clear that Burkina Faso will not be undermined by the self-interest of a few. We will not allow anyone to compromise the hard work and dedication of the many for their own selfish desires. This moment serves as a reminder that unity is our greatest asset. When we stand together, we are stronger, more resilient, and capable of achieving anything we set our minds to. Unity is not just an ideal, it is a necessity. It is the foundation upon which we build our future, and we must protect it with everything we have. This is the end of our program today. See you on Vlog, same time tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to get new video updates. Thank you for watching Vlog. Thank you.